Hey everyone, I just wanted to come on here for a minute and talk a little bit about Annie from 10 to Life and Michael Long, the father of the little girl, and the CPS case that I have covered in a few videos. This is not my part 3, this is not a planned video. I was actually working on a video about Dad Challenge podcast and all that's been going on with him, but this is more of a reaction to what happened tonight. I just realized tonight that I've never actually done a proper summary breakdown regarding this case. I think doing a timeline of that would probably take about 2 hours. So if you're kind of curious to what I'm talking about, there's a link in the description to the first video I did regarding this subject. And that video, there's no summary in that video either, obviously. However, that video touches on some important details. Alright, let's jump right in. As we all know, they went to court on December 17th. So since court, everybody's been waiting for Annie to go live sharing the update of the new court orders, or if there was any new court orders, or what happened, etc. So tonight, December 19th, 2020, she finally goes live with the father, Michael Long, to give everyone an update. Prior to this, the last time they had been in court was October 2nd, 2020. After court, Annie did a live stream updating everybody on the new court orders, and that's what I want to talk about right now, is one of those orders from October 2nd. Let me play you a clip.
Now here's where things get a little interesting. The judge issued an order today that Jake never see the children again, and if it is violated, there will be jail time involved. And I confirmed with my source that this is not just until trial, that this is indefinitely. He is not allowed to see or be around the children, period. And the judge apparently was very adamant about this and made it clear multiple times so that there was no misunderstanding.
Now let me play you a clip from tonight's live stream.
If you tuned into the last time we went live and we had the lawyers on and we spoke about everything, there was a lot of conversation about the possibility of Jake still being in the picture and being involved with the boys and seeing them and building them these dirt bikes. So that has not fallen on deaf ears. And so you can see here outlined one of the very first orders in this new agreement is an injunction against Kelly Long. And I'm just going to read this for you guys because I know it's a little small. Injunction against Kelly Long from permitting, facilitating, or condoning any contact, direct or indirect, between any child, children, and Jake Bellington. Giving the children gifts from Jake or any member of his family constitutes indirect contact for purposes of this injunction. Meaning, and I believe this was, and we get to it, 50 feet. So Jake, family members, they cannot be within 50 feet of the kids, and they cannot be giving gifts to the kids as any sort of means to possibly persuade them. I mean, all contact has to be cut off.
All this other kind of nonsense that's going on is really where I'm concerned. It just, this gamesmanship that's occurring, and we shouldn't have to debate whether or not Jake should be around. It shouldn't even be up for discussion. We shouldn't have to worry about the boys being in a safe environment or not, or whether she's going to be tempted to go and visit him or all that. And
I agree. Why should it be up for debate when there was a court order put in place for Jake to stay away from these children indefinitely? See, in September, there was a temporary injunction put in place. It was a stay-away order for Jake to not be around the kids at all. Then come October, Annie does an update video and says that Jake is ordered to stay away from the children indefinitely. Now we're in December and, Jake shouldn't be around the kids. All right, now we're going to have to put an order in place that Jake can't be within 50 feet of the kids. That doesn't make any sense. I only saw one person in the chat addressing it. I'm not sure why Annie wouldn't have addressed it firsthand. Why are we even discussing this when there's an order for him to stay away from the children indefinitely? November 13th, Annie had Michael's lawyers up on her panel, and never once did they mention Jake being ordered away from the children indefinitely. And you heard Annie in that first clip say that the judge was adamant, and he kept repeating himself to where there would be no confusion. Jake was to never see the kids again. I don't think that Annie made this up on her own. I feel like Michael told her and she just took his word. I don't feel like she saw that court order on paper ever. At this point, I don't understand how anybody is believing anything that comes out of this man's mouth. In my opinion, I feel like that lie was put in place, because that's exactly what it is, a lie. I feel like it was put in place to kind of like confirm that yes, these claims are true. Or else why would a judge, order this man to stay away from these children forever? It has to be true. And that's the exact reaction he got from his supporters. That's exactly what all of them said. Why would a judge order this if it wasn't true? Yeah, all of them said it. Anyhow, let me move on to a few more things that were talked about this evening. Let me start with playing you a clip.
This has been super stressful. I nobody signs up for this type of situation to occur, and there's even more. I mean, there's more emotions that they put in. Some stuff just so disturbing. I don't even want to discuss it. Of how gross some of these people, these levels they'll go to, and you got her lawyers. Her lawyer's wife is out on the hate groups, like speaking poorly of this. The lack of judgment that shows too. Come on, if you're going to go to that level, and then you're going to submit these motions about a 3-year-old, get a grip.
These quote-unquote hate groups are groups that support the mother. They're not groups that are put together just to hate people. However, if you want to talk about lack of judgment and talking ill on people, let's go back to November 13th, where Michael had his attorneys on Annie's panel.
Yeah, so we're not dealing with just some angry, people sitting in their living room wanting to make YouTube videos. We're actually dealing with a professional firm that has attempted to counter smear campaign. Mm-hmm.
I'm an angry person sitting in my living room wanting to make a YouTube video.
Can I ask Sarah Ann again? I'm going to ask a question just before we go on, Michael. How many cases have you seen in a child custody case that a PR firm is involved in? Any?
She's so funny. You want to talk about lack of judgment, really? You have the audacity to speak on Kelly's attorney's wife allegedly being in these quote-unquote hate groups when you get your attorneys on a panel with you, and I'm sure you had to pay for it. Maybe they did it pro bono, since they kind of used it to plug your GoFundMe, which lines their pockets at the end of the day. I also find it quite interesting that Michael Long says counter smear campaign, as if Kelly Long's alleged smear campaign is in response to his smear campaign. I feel like it's very unprofessional and inappropriate for these attorneys to be having conversations with all these YouTubers. Both Josh and Annie have made mention very casually, like, oh yeah, when I was talking to Jamie the other day, like, they talk to these people often. And I know why that is, though. Like I said before, it has to do with donations in the GoFundMe and keeping everyone updated. That way the money will keep coming in. Anyhow, back to the live stream from this evening. There was 2 more things I wanted to address. Let me start with a clip.
Now, this is a question I'm sure, and you don't have to answer it if you don't want to, because I know it's just me prying, but since all of the kids will be with you over Christmas, I would imagine, of course, the boys will FaceTime with Kelly and talk to her. Are you going to encourage Sophie to at least wish her mom Merry Christmas? Just because I let, as a mom, I know that it's Sophie's choice. I just want to say, and I just want to throw it out there, as a mom, I feel like
I'll always put it out there. Yeah.
Okay. I just feel like if I wasn't with my kids on Christmas and I couldn't speak to them, it would completely destroy me internally. Yeah. And not that that's the right thing to do, but I just have to put it out there.
And look, I take pictures, with her all the time on this topic. Like, how's she feeling? Like, is she having feelings she wants to discuss? I try to make it a very safe and open environment to have dialogue. And it's to this point, she's not prepared to do that. And I certainly don't want to force her to do something that she's not ready to do. So I understand that perspective, though. And again, under any other circumstances, like, of course.
Yeah.
But I also have to respect where she's coming from. And
of course. I would never suggest forcing her. I'm just thinking, like, is there a way, if she's even lukewarm to the idea, to encouraging her just for that one? I don't know. And that's just me with being a mom, my bleeding heart, just thinking, like, right now, even just thinking about not talking to my son, like, is making me, like, get emotional. He's literally right upstairs. But I don't know. I had to throw it out there. I just had to.
I'm gonna say this, I feel like Annie was coming from a genuine place when she said that. And Michael didn't like it. Michael's body language after her saying that was everything I needed to see. And I'm sure Michael does leave that option open for his daughter to contact her mother. However, at this point, his daughter is probably too afraid that bringing up her mother or feelings about missing her mother, she's probably afraid of hurting his feelings and upsetting him. That's a huge part of parental alienation. There were a few other inconsistencies this evening in the live stream. I'm not going to address them in this video, however, I would like to talk about one last thing. I really try hard to not talk too much about the kids in this case. I mostly try to focus on the adults and the way the adults are behaving regarding this case. However, I kind of feel like it's necessary for me to bring this part up. The whole situation with the little boys going back with their mother. I just find it funny that Michael doesn't seem too concerned with their quote-unquote safety since their mother is this alleged danger to the children. And he even says in the live stream tonight, you can't just put your foot down in court. You have to come to some sort of an agreement. Well, I remember a few months ago when court wasn't going your way, you were more than putting your foot down. You were making quote-unquote rally cries. You were calling for all the pirates to do a barricade on the property, and you had that lady Anna doing live streams calling for men and women with guns, a call for arms. So don't tell your supporters that, you're just going to sit down and follow the rules now. I'm not buying it. Anyways, I think that's all I have to say about tonight's live stream. I actually have a lot more to say. I'm just not going to make this a super long video. I might make another one, who knows. After I'm done with my Dad Challenge podcast video, I have a lot to say about that too. Anyhow, hope y'all liked the video. Love y'all.